Periscope. Hey guys, good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. Let me say this first because it just didn't even dawn on me, and I'm so sorry. Hey Audra, how are you, darling? Those of you joining me on Periscope, Instagram, and my Facebook business page, you guys see the title in the salon. It says, "What's keeping you from building your dream salon career?" First, I want to let you guys know that my normal scheduled broadcasts are Mondays and Wednesdays at 11:30 a.m. I will not be available on maybe the next 3 Mondays. So if you guys are looking for me, I actually have a group coaching program that operates at 10 on Mondays, and I thought I might could swing it and be finished by 1:30, but we're diving so deep, guys, that we're not finishing at that time, and I'm definitely not going to rush that. So I won't be available on Mondays, but I will still be here at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays. And so you guys see in the title, I put, "Andrea, is it knocking you off?" I'm also on my Facebook business page, which is facebook.com/buildwithtanya, facebook.com/buildwithtanya. So if you all have any struggles on any of the devices, you can also join me there. So I want to, this morning, I kind of want to talk about some of those things. Yes, but you're back. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I want to talk about Felicie, darling. Hey, girl. How are you? Thank you for joining. I haven't seen you in a while. You've been grinding behind the scenes. So good to see you this morning. So I want to talk about what's really keeping you from designing your dream salon career. I want to talk about some of those things that you guys can think about as they relate to your everyday life and your business, and maybe see if some of those things maybe keep you from really rocking out. And then of course I'm going to put myself under the bus and use myself as an example. Good morning, Tyree, Anthony the Oracle, Sean Davis. Thank you all for joining me on Facebook. I'm going to get you guys to do me a favor before we get into our broadcast. What's keeping you from designing your dream career? Share the broadcast out, guys. If I say something throughout the broadcast that helps your life or your business in any measure, be sure to tap the screen for heart. Show your girl a little love, and there's a share button. It says share on both of Facebook's devices. You guys can press that so that another industry professional can hear the message, so that I can bless someone else on this morning. Periscope, there are 3 little buttons. You can press them. It allows you to share on multiple platforms. And on Instagram, you guys can push that little airplane symbol. It allows you to share out. So quick introduction. I'm Tanya Wilson-Cherry. For those of you who've never experienced me before, Andrea, thank you so much, dear, for inviting your followers. I appreciate that. Hey, George. How's it going, classmate? Tanya Wilson-Cherry, beauty business consultant and certified transformational life coach. I help hairstylists and salon owners just like yourself build amazing brands and create lifestyles that they love. One of the huge things that I've recognized about my own brand over time is that I help stylists overcome limiting beliefs. Tashima, how are you, darling? That keep them from going to their next level. And so on this morning, we're going to talk about some of those. You guys know I believe that your mind, this thing right here, has a lot to do with your money and everything else that you set out to do. And so we're going to talk about some of those mindset shifts that you guys can do. One in particular that really took me to a whole nother level in my business, guys. I can't even begin to explain how agreeing to operate at my highest version has allowed me to work with as little as about 10 people and bring in revenue that it sometimes takes people an entire year to make. And it was definitely a mindset shift that I made. But there were a few other things that really had to be in place. And so I thought I'd share some of those things with you guys so that you can make the same type of shifts and you can work smarter and not necessarily harder as it relates to your business. How's that sound to you guys? You guys put a 1 in the comments if that right there sounds good. Because one, you do have the ability to create the lifestyle and the business that you desire. And I have excuse me, allergies, so you're gonna see me doing this and maybe a little sneezing. I apologize, right? But you guys do have the authority to create and design the career that you desire. Now, if I have any believers on with me this morning, as in you believe that that's possible for you, put a 1 in the comments. I'm not even going to push forward until I find a 1 on at least one of the platforms. Somebody has to be believing from a higher space. Thank you, Andrea. You guys thank Andrea, because I wasn't even going to move forward, because I said maybe I'm talking to the wrong people, right? Maybe nobody is looking to do amazing things in their business and their life, or maybe no one who's on with me knows that it's possible for them. And so I wanted to make sure, first of all, that I was speaking to the right people who had the desires to do amazing things. Yes, I see another one on Periscope in their life and their business. And so one of the things that shifted for me when I began changing how my business model and how I was doing my business was my mindset. I had to say, because I had been pondering on this thing that I wanted to offer that had like so much value, right? But it also meant that I had to operate at a higher version of myself. And what I find is that many salon owners and hairstylists, they have the big desires, but if they really think about it, they don't want to operate at that higher version of themselves. Meaning, I want to design the career that I love, but I don't want to do all of that. I'm just going to sit that right there. I want to design, the dream career that I actually, desire, but I don't want to do all of that. And it wasn't until I moved away from thinking like on that level, because it was almost like I was saying, I want it, but I don't want to put in the work. I want it, but I don't want to put in the work. So many of your next level is simply and fully and completely waiting on you to fully commit to it. And it's something amazing that happens when you commit, guys. Eventually, right? Some of the effort, the energy, and the time that you're putting in, it begins to mellow out. That thing is not as hard. I feel that what's actually harder is struggling. Now, if somebody agrees with me, tap the screen. I think what is the hardest thing is actually struggling, right? I think when we're not operating at the highest version of ourselves, what we're getting, what's coming back into our business and our life is those little things that we're doing, while we're struggling. So you guys know that you're going to have to put effort in whether you go hard or not. You either going to have amazing energy in order to just keep maintaining on a level that's lower than what you can actually produce. You guys get that, right? It's a lot of energy. I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever struggled before, but struggling is a lot of energy. And so I just decided, LaShanta, good morning. Thank you for joining, dear. I just decided to shift my energy, right? I said, if I'm going to have to go hard, if I'm going to have to put so much energy into something, it's going to be to operate at the highest version of myself. And so many people have fear, is one of the things that holds them back from actually designing the dream, salon career they love, because it's going to require more. And guys, I know what fear is. I've had some big things for my level to present themselves to me, or to even come up as a thought in my mind that, kind of made me afraid, right? Like, okay, whoa, wait a minute, that's a lot. But the biggest piece is trusting yourself. Thank you for sharing the video, Tyree. I appreciate it. The biggest piece, guys, is really about trusting yourself. I'll have people who will ask me questions about their business over and over and over again, and it's almost like the same people asking me the same questions that I've given them direction or answers to. Like, we have options. You can go really hard alone, or you can get some help. So I give you some strategies and you can go figure those things out on your own. And if you really, really want it, even what I give on my broadcast guides, people have created revenue for those things. People have created revenue from the things that I share on my broadcast because they were determined and willing to stand up at the highest version of themselves and make it happen. And then, some people want to take it to another level and they get help, regardless of who the help is, guys. And so I think you just have to really fully bet on yourself. Like, I can do this. I can make this happen. And fear is one of those things that keeps us from actually designing our dream salon career. It's fear. And so I say this to say that no matter what it is that you're doing, if it is outside of what you normally do, outside of your comfort zone, there is going to be a measure of fear. Somebody put that in the comments. There is going to be a measure of fear. And so you have to make the decision if you're going to feel the fear and do it anyway, or are you going to stay in the same place, that you're in, that you no longer desire to be in. It's a decision that you have to make. So the next thing that helps you, or maybe keeping you from designing your dream salon career, is because you haven't scheduled it. It's because you haven't scheduled it. Good morning, Tanya. Sorry, I wasn't able to make it to the Greenville event. It's okay, dear. We had an amazing time. I was actually getting ready to give you guys a share from the event. I had I did a live event for a small group of salon owners on Sunday, and it was absolutely amazing, and we had a great time. But I was talking about scheduling it. So I asked one of the young ladies, well, I asked them all, what was their biggest takeaway from the event? And one young lady said the fact that it was clear and plain with dates and things of that nature. And so many of you, your salon flooded. Oh my goodness. So, I want to kind of piggyback off of what you said in just a minute. So I pray that I remember, or either maybe post it later so that I can share something about you having to move that I think is going to be great for you. So, and so if you don't schedule it, guys, it doesn't get done. So many times we're repeating things like, I've been trying to do this, or I've been trying to do that, when in actuality, we haven't physically been doing it. We've been saying it in our minds, but we haven't physically been doing it. And one of the reasons is probably because it's not scheduled. Like, it's not on paper. There's no clarity for it. Okay, I'll give you a way to contact me, dear. Okay. bit.ly/buildwithtanya. bit.ly/buildwithtanya. And you can actually get on my calendar for a complimentary call. If you look under SOAR call, it'll allow you to schedule some time to talk with me. Okay, dear? So I look forward to that. So if you guys aren't scheduling it, if you're just saying it over and over in your head, this is why a lot of it may feel difficult to you. This is why it may feel like it's actually not happening, because it's not on paper. It's not clear. It's not plain, which is why I had the vision clarity session with salon owners, so that I could allow them the opportunity to, one, get the thoughts that are in their head out and on paper, and then strategize it so that it looks more real, so that it's doable. So some of those big ideas and dreams and goals that they have could be broken down into smaller intervals that they could actually see themselves doing on a daily basis until they get to that big thing. So how many of you really write out what it is that you desire, and then how you're going to make it happen? Anybody on the broadcast that does that, put me in the comments. You really write out what it is you desire, and then you write out how you're going to go about making that happen. You do. Awesome, awesome, awesome. It makes a significant difference. Many people are talking about the things, hey Carla, how are you, darling, that they want to do. Me too, dear. I mean, like, the only way. Yes. And so many of us are talking about things that we want to do, but we're not scheduling it. And so what does not get scheduled doesn't get done. And I've probably shared that with you guys before. What doesn't get scheduled doesn't get done. And so it is going to feel like you're putting all this effort in, but it's really just mental. We probably have about 60,000 thoughts per day. Did you guys know that? Like, we think like 60 statistics show that we think about 60,000 thoughts a day. That's a lot of thoughts, right? And so 80% of those thoughts are negative. Man, that's so heavy. That is so heavy. And I tell you guys all the time, police your thoughts, police your thoughts. Because imagine you're thinking 60,000 thoughts, and then 80% of them are, that's what, like 48,000 of those are negative. And so what happens when you begin to get really clear and specific and write things out, and then you can visualize them, you now overcome some of those other thoughts that you were thinking. Like, maybe you said to yourself that you were going to do that thing that is going to help take your business to the next level. And because you didn't write it down, because you didn't see it again, you have 48,000 other thoughts that were keeping you from actually getting it done. So when you begin to get clear and write it out, it makes it real. It's almost like it's not real if it's up there competing with all of these other thoughts. And so, several of the ladies in class had these major things that they wanted to do in their business, but writing it out, it made it real, right? Yeah, y'all need to write it out. You got to write the vision and make it plain, so plain that if someone else was to read it, they could take that same thing and walk it out. That's how plain your vision and your strategy needs to be. Other than that, guys, it's just competing with all those other thoughts. Chelsea Henry, hey darling, how are you? Tedra, hey girl, hey, how are you? Guys, if you could do me a favor, if you get something from the broadcast, comment, talk to me. I love an interactive broadcast. Let me know some of the things that you may be struggling with about your next moves and how to really design the dream salon career, not just the mediocre or the average salon career. I'm speaking to exceptional people. And so you guys know I say exceptional people do things that average people won't. And so I attract exceptional people into my atmosphere and into my space. And oftentimes, there's a transformational shift that needs to occur so they can fully operate in what it is that they desire to do. And that's where I come into play on our live broadcast. And so the other thing that may be keeping you from really designing the dream career that you desire is, as I said before, like lack of clarity. Because we'll have like 10 and 15 things that we want to do, but everything shifted for me, guys, when I stopped operating in survival mode and I got really clear and I made a decision that this is what I'm going to do, which meant that I had to take some shorts and some losses in other areas, right? Because I had to let some things go. Christy Oliver, how are you, dear? Thank you for joining. Because many of us are afraid to let some of that stuff go that we got going on. Imagine, as a stylist or a salon owner, our idea of bringing income and increase into our business is offering 50 different services. But within all of those different services, regardless of what new technique you learn, you're still just one person. You're still just one person. So I really teach my clients how to really simplify what it is that they're doing so that they can become the expert in those things and they see their profits quicker, sooner, faster. I'm a living witness to it. I really slowed down some of the things that I was doing as far as consulting was concerned. I shifted my focus on the things that were really going to produce higher levels of revenue and increase in my business. And guys, I don't really like to share certain things unless I'm maybe talking to private clients and things of that nature. But I'm telling you guys, it made a tremendous shift to just really get clear on where I wanted to go and start removing some of that other stuff. And so it's a young lady on with me this morning that shared that her salon flooded and she's having to move. And so I had someone also who is in a position where they feel they need to move or change their salon because the overhead is a lot, right? The overhead is a lot. So this was what I shared with them. And this is the importance of you guys building a business and not just creating a job for yourself. Because what you have to know about whatever building that you're in, even if you have to move, that's only a building. Ashley Renee, good morning. Thank you for joining. It's only a building. It's not the business. And so if you create the proper systems and strategies and structures in your business, you can move it to any other building, right? Many times we get attached to structural things when actually the foundation is the main thing. So if you build an amazing business, you can move it inside another building and it's still going to operate. You're still going to dominate and have dominion. And so sometimes I think that we get attached to buildings. Now, no one wants to be inconvenienced with moving. Roberta Duff, how are you, dear? Moving or having to pack a whole lot of stuff. Trust me, I know, right? I'm in the process of doing something major that it's just a little uncomfortable, inconvenient. That's what the thing is. It's inconvenient. But at the same time, if I did not agree to do it, then I couldn't get the next level. I couldn't get the next level. And so many of you are struggling to design the dream salon or salon career that you want because you're unwilling to do the things that are going to inconvenience you for just a little bit, right? In order to get to the next level. So remember, now I think way too many stylists stay in situations that are over their head, right? Because we get attached, our buildings are our babies, or where it is that we're actually operating. It could even be a booth renter who knows that they've outgrown the situation that they may be currently in. They need to do something different. That was me. When it was time for me to close my salon and really decide that I was going to, dedicate the bulk of my time to building my consulting business, I had been in the same building for 10 years. I opened a salon and I stayed in that same building for 10 years. And so it was like I was kind of married to the building, right? But I realized that in order for me to do that next thing or to operate on another level, hey, Sarah, darling, how are you? I had to let something go. Look, there's only 24 hours in a day. There's only but so much weight that you can carry. And so many of you, in order for you to really design and operate and see it manifest for you, it's some stuff you got to be willing to let go. You have to be willing to let go of. Fear is definitely going to be one of them. Operating in the highest version of yourself is going to have to be a shift that you're going to have to make if you want to go to the next level. So the program that I created, it's a private program. I don't give out links or anything online that I do with clients. Thank you for sharing, Carla. That I do with clients. Guys, it requires me to really, really, really stand up real tall, like on a whole nother level. I can't even begin to explain how tall it requires me to stand in order to, deliver the full value for that. But the rewards are immeasurable because I don't work nearly as hard as I was before, just doing a whole lot of little things. Do you guys get that? Do you guys get that? And so I want you guys to, one, begin to really fully bet on yourself. Many people won't take opportunities, really, because we all have opportunities that come to us all the time. Opportunities are everywhere. But many of us miss opportunities because of our unwillingness to operate at the highest version of ourselves. So this is what this sounds like. This is what the conversation sounds like when an opportunity comes before you. Man, that means I'm going to have to do this, or I'm going to have to do that. And then you got to ask yourself, well, how bad do you really want it, right? And there's so much grace given to you when you decide to stand up and operate at the highest version of yourself. Here's a few things that happens when you do that, right? When you decide that I'm just really going to do things with a spirit of excellence, I'm going to get whatever it needs so that I can fully get that next thing that I want, opportunities begin to seek you out. And this is where it starts to mellow out and it gets a little easier. Opportunities begin to seek you out. When you operate at the highest version of yourself, you also begin to attract a different caliber of people. Y'all tap the screen now. Y'all tap the screen. Because that is what transpires when you begin to operate at the highest version of yourself. Listen, people who are already successful, they don't want to deal with mess. They don't want to connect with people that's going to mess up what they already got going on, right? And so they have a keen eye and a keen sense for people who are really operating at the highest version of themselves. And it makes it that much easier for them to say, hey, here's an opportunity, right? Now, you guys know for yourself, if you've done something major, you don't want somebody coming in and tearing your stuff up. Y'all don't hear me. You don't want people coming in and tearing up your stuff. And so that next level, the people that could really make a significant difference in your career, Fia, good morning, how are you, dear? They're looking for someone who's operating at the highest version of themselves. But what also happens when you guys decide to do that, and when you sit down and get clear, this is what I want in my career, and yes, it means I'm going to have to operate from a different space, but when you really align with that, what happens is you begin to meet people, right, who can change the trajectory of your business in a moment, right, that would take you a lifetime to do on your own. And this is why I say that your network is your net worth. Like the people that you're connected to, guys, it makes such a significant difference. Those are the people who already are divinely set in place for that dream or desire that you have for your career. And they don't see you, I'm going to drop a heavy money nugget. They don't see you when you're not operating at the highest version of yourself. They're not even looking over there in that space. You guys hear me? The people who can divinely make changes in your business, influential people, they're not looking in the spaces where you're not operating at the highest version of yourself, right? And so as we begin to, operate at the highest version ourselves, realize that that next level, there are going to be some things that you're going to be a little scared of, children. I'm just going to raise my hand. It should scare you. If it doesn't scare you, it simply means that it's something that you can already do, which means that you're going to get results similar to the ones that you already have, right? If it doesn't scare you, if it doesn't stretch you, right, then that means you're going to get back similar to what you already have, because it's not requiring you to do anything different from what you normally do. And so when you're looking to design your dream salon career, it's freezing. Oh, I'm sorry. Facebook.com/buildwithtanya. Facebook.com/buildwithtanya. So when you're really looking, and I want you guys to stretch your thinking about what you really desire. Sometimes we're only dreaming about how to pay the next bill or how to hold together what we already have, right? And if you guys notice it, every month we, whether it's a struggle to do it, y'all don't hear me, right? Or not, we make that thing happen. That happens. And so I encourage you guys to believe on a higher level, right, about what you really desire for your salon career and your salon business, because you're getting through. It might not be the way that you desire to get through each month or each week, but you're here, right? So that means you got through yesterday. Y'all tap the screen, right? For many of you, that means that you got through last month, whatever those things were that, I don't know what happened. Probably when you can go to Facebook.com/buildwithtanya if it's messing up on you guys on Periscope. Facebook.com/buildwithtanya. If it happened last week, that means you got through it, right? And so when you begin to really design that dream salon career that you want, it's not going to be you asking for things that you already got going on to be taken care of. So imagine you're asking for something on a greater level. That means the other stuff is automatically going to get done, right? But you're going to change your strategy, to dream on a different level, and then agree fully to align what you're saying you desire your actions, to align your actions with that next level, right? So what's keeping you from designing your dream salon? Is it fear, right? Is it fear? Have you not scheduled it? Sharonda, hey girl, hey, how are you, dear? Have you not scheduled it? Is it that you really aren't even clear on what it is that you desire? Or is it that you just have not agreed to operate at the highest version of yourself, right? So which of those four things is keeping you from designing your dream salon career? Fear? Is it fear? Have you not scheduled it? Are you not even clear on it? And so when we're not clear, listen, whenever you're not clear, you'll do anything with anyone, right? You'll do anything with anyone and you'll go anywhere with anyone. But when you get clear, guys, when you decide to get clear and you fully commit to that big dream that you have, it's going to begin to create space, because it's going to be some things that you're not going to do anymore. There are also going to be some things that you recognize and you know that they are for you, and you may be a little afraid, but you'll feel the fear and do it anyway. You'll feel the fear and do it anyway. Peaches Parker, hey girl, how are you? Thank you for joining. So guys, that's my take on this morning. Just go through the four things that I mentioned. Fear, is it not scheduled? Are you not clear about it? Or have you not agreed to operate at the full version of at the highest version of yourself? Are you not betting on you? And one of the reasons why sometimes we don't bet on ourselves is because we haven't completed tasks in the past, right? It's just, I had to tell myself, like, if we have a habit of not finishing things or procrastinating, then when an opportunity comes, we won't even take it, because, you know, we've conditioned ourselves to know that we probably won't follow through all the way anyway. And so we have to retrain our brains. And the way that we retrain our brains, one is through affirming that we can actually walk all the way through it, and we've committed fully to making it happen. But to pick small things, small tasks, it can be things around the house, and begin creating the muscle to complete things. And see, because it's really not about the thing that you complete, it's about the muscle that you build. It's about the mindset you build to finish things, to not just be a starter, but to be a finisher. So you can pick even the smallest thing and challenge yourself to be consistent on it for a long time, and you'll build the muscle that you can take into any opportunity that comes your way, right? To be able to finish it, see it to the full, maximize it, and really operate at the highest version of yourself. Renee Strong, good morning. I am actually ending the broadcast, guys. I hope that you guys got something out of this. One, that you do have the authority, you know, to change things around in your life and your business if it's what you really desire. Two, you know, just operate on a higher level. Think about possibilities, that nothing is impossible, right? When you begin to think from that space and operate with a mindset of being exceptional, the stuff that you need is just going to begin to be attracted to you, right? Because excellence is attracted to excellence. Exceptional is attracted to exceptional. And so I normally work with highly driven, motivated individuals, and that wasn't always the case, right? Because I hadn't made a decision. I hadn't gotten really clear about who it was that I wanted to work with, right? And so for many of you, sometimes you have to make a decision. If you are looking for someone to work in your salon, what do they look like? Have you written out, like, ideally what that person looks like? I had someone to ask me, they were having difficulty marketing so that people could afford the booth rent that they wanted to charge in their space, right? And so my suggestion was to highlight the benefits that their salon offers that the salons who charge lower booth rent don't offer, right? Because that's going to do two things. When you go to sit down and think about what is it that I offer that the other salons don't offer, if you can't find anything, then that's going to say, okay, I need to create more value in order to be able to charge more, because it's unrealistic to think that people would want to pay more. Y'all don't hear me, right? It's unrealistic to think people would want to pay more when they can get the same thing somewhere else. And people pay for value. So be willing to operate at the highest version of yourself, create multitudes of value, and you can charge, right? You can charge what you're worth, but you have a lot of freedom in what you can charge for whatever it is you're offering, whether it's a space in your salon. Y'all don't hear me, right? And so whenever I always check myself, right? If I say, I remember when I first started hiring, I was like, oh God, they don't want to work. But I didn't know how to hire properly, right? I didn't know how to hire properly. I brought them on, right? They couldn't have come and just started working in my place without me agreeing to it. And so I just learned to try and take responsibility and find a way that I can do something different to change whatever my situation is. What can I do differently? As opposed to maybe talking about how the marketplace is, or, what's not working. I just decided, what can I do different? How can I operate differently to attract a different person into my business or my life or whatever it is? I just stopped playing the victim. I just decided that, I had the authority to really design the dream salon career that I desired, and I was willing to commit fully. So that's my take on today. Is it fear? Have you not scheduled it? Do you have clarity? Are you operating at the highest version of yourself? Those 4 things will really allow you to design the dream salon career that you desire. I will see you guys again on Monday. I actually have a call. I got a notification in about 30 minutes that I need to prepare for. And I'll see you guys on, no, I said I won't be on Mondays. That's right. So for the next 3 Mondays, because I'm actually doing a group coaching session, I won't be on. But I'll be back on next Wednesday. You guys have a super, super amazing rest of the week. Remember, you are exceptional. There are no limitations to the dream or the desires that you have for your salon career. Just align fully with it and believe it, like fully and wholly, and make up your mind completely and fully that that's what you desire and that you're willing to do what's necessary to make it happen. Have a good day.